Is this all of them?
As you ordered. 300. All with born sons to carry on their name.
We are with you, sire! For Sparta! For freedom! To the death! He is your son. He is too young to have felt a woman's warmth.
I have others to replace him. Astynos is as brave and ready as any. No younger than we were the first time you stood next to me in battle.
You are a good friend. But a better captain, there is none.
Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, rule, web, and gracious unto the young brothers in the truth, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and Lord willing is edifying. Chapter 7 and verse, and it's another,
Shalom.
shit, Shalaki. It's chapter 7 and verse. And it's another comment from the brother End Time Teachers too. You know, I guess I just call this a part 2. He said good video. I guess he was trying to say IUIC. He say LUIC. I never heard of them. I think he trying to say IUIC. IUIC said you're not an adult till age 20 because you can't go to war till age 20 in the book of Numbers. And we gonna deal with that, man. You know, but that's not what that don't mean you're not a, you know, I mean, you're not a actual adult, but you still a young adult at the age of 12, man. But let's get this in Numbers, man. And I'd explain from there, man. And it reads Numbers chapter 1 and verse 1. It say, and Yahweh spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the tabernacle of the congregation on the first day of the second month in the second year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel after their families by the house of their father, with the number of their names, every male by the polls of their father, from 20 years and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel. Thou and and basically that's what he was talking about. The reason they say 20 years old and upward is because if you got any kind of sense, you're not gonna send all your men to war, man. You gonna have a cutoff point. You gonna have age restrictions. Why? Because people die, man. People die in war, man. There's always casualties in war, man. Or it's possibilities of casualties in war. So you're not gonna send 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, and shit like that to war, man. 17 to 8. You ain't gonna send young men to war, and that, because ultimately that's gonna destroy the nation, man. So that's why the Lord told Moses to do it like this, 20 years and upward. Why? Because somebody who 20 years old, they should have a family. They should be established. They should have sons already and daughters as well. And they should be established. And that's why I say 20 years old and upward, man. Because they are 20 years old and upwards, you should be established. You should have sons. You should be ready, man. And another reason is because at the age of 12, when you first become an adult, you're not all the way filled out, man. You know, you're not through growing, man. So of course you're not gonna take young adults or young men to battle, man. That don't make sense, man. You gotta have something to fall back on in case you lose the battle, man. You know, you want your nation to keep going no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's going. That's why I say the age of 20 years old and upward. Those people, the 20 years, by 20-year old in Israel, you'll be an established man. You'll have your own family. You'll have children, sons, and basically that's pretty much it. This ain't gonna be nothing long and drawn out, but that's what it's going into. And 300, the clip I got played before. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I might put it before, I might put it after, I might put it both. It's the perfect example of that. When the captain let his son had his son in the lineup with King Leonidas, and they was getting prepared to march. And he was like, "That's your son. He haven't known the warmth of a woman, you know." But you know, and those were Israelites. 300, those people were Israelites. But basically, he was saying he probably was a virgin still. He haven't known woman, so he young, man. You know, he don't have a seed to carry his He don't have seed. You know, he don't got nobody to carry on. He don't have sons or nothing to carry on his lineage. He really too young for war, man. You know, but he ended up still going, and he got all of them died but one. But at the end of the day, that's what that's going into, man. That don't mean you're not an adult just because you ain't go to war, man. You know, I mean, just because it say at the age of 20 and upward. You know, you're an adult when you're able to reproduce, man. When you're able to have kids, you know, you're not a full age adult, but you're a young adult at that age, man. That's when you know, you still learning. You know, you still getting the feel of different things of that nature. You know, still learning how to be a man. Still, you know, doing things like that, man. You know, working your way up to working yourself up to getting substance, you know, working your way up to get a wife, you know, because that's the things we done back in the day, you know, to have children, man. You know, we are a nation of like, we build our nation back then. We didn't just do dumb shit, man. You know, and like I say, a 12-year-old trying to go to war with a goddamn a damn man 30, he gonna get pulverized, man. You know, but it was an exception with King David, man. You know, cause King David went to battle, man, at that young age. But let's see what he was doing around that time, cause he ain't just go straight to war. And I ain't gonna read it all. You can read it by yourself, man. You know, David was with his father. He was a teenager. He was a lad, a young man. You know, but he wasn't a child, man. You know. So basically, I guess what IUIC saying, until you 20, you still a child. No, man. No. You're an adult, but you're just a young adult. And when you hit by 20, that's when you should be established and ready for war. You should be ready to die, because you got you should have a son by then or so to carry your seed line, man. You know. But King David, during that time, he was herding sheep. I ain't gonna read it. You know, King David was was herding his father's sheep. You know, doing things like that, still helping his father and stuff like that. Cause King David was the youngest, and three of his brothers, they was at the army, and Goliath was challenging them, man. It's a good story. I was just reading it, but I ain't gonna read it all, cause we really gotta read the whole chapter. And it's 1 Samuel 17 and the whole chapter, man. Going into that story, man. But at the end of the day, that's just talking about you know, those that's established. And if say they do die, you still got all the young men still in Israel. You got all the young men, and you still have all the elders of the nation, man, to keep the nation going, man. You know, you ain't gonna send all your men, every man you got, you gonna just send them to war. And what if you lose the battle, man? Then what you got to fall back on, man? A spoiled nation to the other nations, man. You know, a destroyed people. No, man. The reason they ain't go to war, it's an age limit 20 and upward. It's because that's just smart, man. You still got your young men, from 12 to 19, you know, and you got your elders, man. It's just a smart move, man. You know, you still have a nation. If you lose the battle, men do die. You still got a nation. You still can build off that, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much it. I ain't want to make it long. So with that, I want to get all honor and glory to Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai Basham, Rakakatash, Lord willing. It made sense and was edifying, Lord willing. And with that, I want to say Shalom, Kwam Yashala, and double honors, Salaki. I ain't say double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Shalom.